Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy holidays. What is it? Woo! December 18th already, everybody. I hope you're having a good holiday season. Guys, it's time for another Uber Lyft driver tip, and this is going to be a good one. It's going to be important. Important. I'm overemphasizing certain syllables. I don't know why. Know the local bathrooms in your town. You gotta know the local bathrooms. Now look, I know it's hard. It's hard to find bathrooms that work for you within the vicinity of the area that you're trying to stay within. And I live in downtown Los Angeles, guys. I know how it is because I recently traveled across the country for 3 months. And let me tell you, these other cities have it easy on the bathrooms. Easy. Now, it may be that in Los Angeles, the hours, the more places are open more hours and even 24 hours, where in other cities like Pittsburgh, Columbus, St. Louis, I noticed that they tend to shut down earlier. You know, different restaurants, grocery stores, Whole Foods, Home Depot, Lowe's, those kind of places, right? But here's the key. Especially if you live in a bigger city. The challenge with Los Angeles, for example, is so many of the bathrooms are locked with codes, with keypad, and you need to know the code. And if you go into, for example, a grocery store, you have to ask an employee if they have the daily code, which is changed maybe more often than every day. And this prevents from ne'er-do-wells from going in and tearing up the bathroom or whatever they do. So the problem, though, is you go into the grocery store and sometimes you're not sure if the person is an employee of that particular grocery store, because a lot of times the vendors stack the shelves of their particular product. So you might be going up to somebody that looks like they work there and say, hey, do you know the bathroom code? Okay. And you might get a look that they're about to get on their phone and call the cops because they don't know what the heck you're talking about. So you got to be careful, especially if you're walking by the produce section, the daily food items. Like, for example, you can buy sandwiches now that are prepackaged in a lot of grocery stores right by the front. Those are filled every morning by outside vendors. So if you go up there, hey, buddy, hey, you don't have to know the code to the bathroom, do you? And they pull out the phone and hit the emergency, they have a special emergency button on their phone. They just hit it. And the next thing you know, 15 cop cars have rolled up outside, and they come in like a SWAT team, okay, with your description. Then that's not good. And the other problem then is when you get the code for the bathroom, a lot of times it doesn't work. And you think, oh, I didn't listen. They said 3624, maybe it was 3724, and I didn't listen real close, or they mumbled it, and I didn't want to have them repeat it because they were walking between shelves, stocking shelves. They're busy. So a lot of times, so make sure you listen to get the exact code. In fact, have them repeat it if you have to. And then make sure you do it slowly on the keypad. I mean, it's a complete waste of time. I mean, why don't they just put a bank vault there? I mean, why are we need codes to get into a gosh darn bathroom? Why don't they put up one of those bank vault wheels? Okay? Or a submarine double chamber. Or like at the prison where you have to go through, they open one gate, you go in, a sally port, they call it. And then they close that gate, and then they open the other gate. I mean, so that's one of the challenges. But nonetheless, grocery stores are good because they usually are open, at least in Los Angeles, they're open early, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And they close late, a lot of times midnight, 1 a.m. So you have an opportunity to go in there and use their facilities. Now, Home Depot is also good because they don't have any codes. And there's Home Depots that are all over the place. And probably Lowe's the same thing. and they are also open early and open late. Generally, probably not as late as grocery store. Starbucks always good, of course. I don't. To me, it's just it's always so busy at Starbucks. I don't like hassling with the driving in and out. I mean, why do the Starbucks only have one drive-through? At least around here, it's hugely popular. So why not put in more drive-through lanes? Why don't they have 42 lanes at the Starbucks to accommodate the traffic? I mean, it's unbelievable. They buy a corner lot. Now, look, I get it. They're trying to be ubiquitous, so they're in every place, all over anywhere you turn, there should be a Starbucks. That's their philosophy. Okay, but they buy a little, what used to be probably a Tower Records or a gift shop that sells high-end paper for suburban women to write letters on with quill pens. Okay. Little tiny spaces on little corner lots, and then they open the drive-through. Well, what comes through at 7:30 a.m. every morning? You're talking about probably on any Starbucks with a drive-through in Los Angeles, at least 4,500 cars are in line. And if you're going to do that, at least build a circular ramp that the cars can come down, right? Go up and come down, so that they're not taking up space on the street. Because you barely get around them, and then the milk trucks and the big shipping trucks and all these trucks, the short trucks, not necessarily the semis, but the short trucks doing local delivery, they can't get around these cars waiting in line at the Starbucks. So I don't want to have to go through the pain and the agony of trying to find a parking spot at the Starbucks. But another good one is Whole Foods. That's a good one. Of course, that falls under the grocery store realm. But in your market, you're going to find the bathroom-friendly places that don't treat you like you're some sort of foreign invader bringing in problems that they don't want to have to deal with just because you're a ride-share driver looking to relieve the pressure on your bladder. Okay? So, again, like a lot of these tips, it depends on the context of your market and your working style. For example, if you work all night, you're going to have a different challenge at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning than you might otherwise with more facilities open during the day. Now, I'm not suggesting this would ever happen, but if you're working overnights, 4:30 in the morning, and you cannot find anything, well, you might just have to pull over to the side of the road. I'm just saying it could happen. I'm not saying it should or you would, but, roads are kind of empty. You just find a deserted lot, but just be careful. Be careful with that strategy and what part of town you're in, because some people may take advantage of that. So be careful. I didn't suggest it, but I'm just saying it might happen. All right, guys, that is it. Know your local bathrooms. It's going to help you more than you think.